Hello, everybody. I'm just about to go live on Facebook at the same time, so let me just have a little shuffle. So, no Stuart today, he's just recovering from his COVID vaccine. Okay, Erin, I am just trying to get Facebook live. Should have really done this before, but never mind. How are we all doing today? Let me know. I'll fix that later. Okay. So today I thought, based on the post that I shared about stress and just different ways to kind of identify that we're stressed, I thought it would be really valuable just to come on today and just tell you a bit about, various symptoms that you may be having that you might not necessarily associate with stress, but actually could be caused by stress. And also just to go through a little meditation, some breathing. We'll see what we've got time for as we go through that. So I had suffered from chronic stress for years and kind of didn't really identify that that's what it was. So I was backwards and forwards to the doctor with various things. I had issues in my gut. I had psoriasis. I had, all these different symptoms. And I'm just going to flick to the slides actually that I had put up the other day. But your stress can really be split into these three categories, and you can let me know as we go through if any of these are something you resonate with. But for me, it really did start off with that physical symptoms of heart palpitations, tightness in my chest, issues with sleep, night sweats, dry mouth, low immunity. I was permanently getting ill. Hey Will, how you doing? And kind of skin conditions, all sorts of different things. Then what I would say is, so if you are suffering from maybe grinding your jaw was a big one for me, tension in your back, tension in your neck, tension in your shoulders, all these different things, begin to start making a mental note. I don't know how many clients I've had who've come to me who have suffered from migraines, and suddenly, once we start working together, once we start reducing the stress, or if they take time off work and go on holiday, for example, the migraines disappear. Yeah, this is not some kind of freak coincidence. It's time to start just having a little bit of awareness of when these things start to appear. So I know my sister, hopefully she won't mind me saying, but sometimes she used to get like a little bit of psoriasis and eczema when she was stressed. As I mentioned, I used to have psoriasis from my neck down over my whole body. And once you begin to remove the stressors, these things begin to start repairing and healing. Now, when we just push through and have the backache, the migraines, the tension, the sweats, the palpitations, the tightness in our chest, where we're ill all the time, when we don't do anything about that, that is our cue from our body to do something. But when we don't, it then begins to manifest itself in more mental symptoms of stress. So I did mention some of these on those slides as well. Hey Denise, I was thinking about you the other day, and when I can come see you, if I'm allowed to come see you, get my hair done. So thinking about mental symptoms of stress. So we don't deal with the physical, and then suddenly we start kind of crying for no reason, suffering from anxiety. We struggle making decisions. So we might feel like we don't have clarity, that we're have that kind of brain fog. You may feel depressed. So there's all sorts of different things going on when we are not dealing with the stress. So I mentioned on those slides as well before that stress really is cumulative. So it begins to build and begins to build. So we need opportunities to reset and release that stress. And that's really what my coaching program teaches people as well, is because it takes people, gives them life skills that's going to support them. Hey, Shona. In, moving forward from that. And that's what the membership's about. In fact, everything I do is about taking control, empowering ourselves to release ourselves of stress. So when we don't, again, do anything about it, so we've got the migraines, we've got the brain fog, we're not really beginning to focus, then that is when the emotional symptoms appear. Now, I can't remember, I said this recently somewhere, but this is the point when people come to see me. So they've ignored the physical symptoms, the mental symptoms, or maybe been going backwards and forwards to the doctor. You feel like you're still not getting answers, that you're struggling. Suddenly you are now teary or overwhelmed or angry. You feel like you can't cope with life. This real sense of overwhelm. And it's because we've let our stress get too high. So we've kind of layered it on top of each other, on top of each other, on top of each other. And eventually it's going to, topple over. Or if it's a bucket, we're putting more stress in, more stress in, more stress in. And then suddenly it's just going to overflow. And that overflow can look like tears or anger or shouting or just being really reactionary. So we have this more emotional response. And actually what I would add to that as well is for some people that emotional response might be pulling away. So they might withdraw more. They might want to kind of recoil away and move away from things. So that is kind of the 3 types of stress. Hey Margaret, hello Seiran. Nice to have you here. No problem, see you later. Somebody's got to go on Insta. So yeah, so just thinking about how that looks for you. So let me know, have you experienced any of those physical symptoms? Have you associated them with anxiety or stress? And what I really want to do today is I'm going to run through some of the things that I would suggest to support you in stress reduction. But then also we're going to do a little bit of breathing and a nice little meditation as well. So hopefully that will support you. So one of the first ones I would suggest is exercise. So whether that is, going for a gentle walk, yoga, Pilates, running is a really, really popular one for people who are feeling quite stressed and you're literally running and, getting rid of that. Hey, Emma. Emma, I was just speaking about you a moment ago. We were speaking about kind of how stress can appear, and I was saying how I used to be covered in psoriasis over my body, and how sometimes you got a little bit of eczema when you were feeling stressed. So I was just kind of explaining those physical symptoms that we can sometimes get, that it just takes awareness for us to begin to identify. So in the future, you can think, and I know I've got a client who has experienced this themselves, now they know, like, okay, if I'm away to get a migraine, I know that I am stressed. I know that I need to take action now before it gets to that point. I know that I need to make changes in my life so that I can support myself so I don't end up in that place of then moving on to kind of mental symptoms of stress and then emotional symptoms. So tackling our stress is so important. So yeah, exercise is a great starting point, moving that stress out of the body. Somebody mentioned on one of the slide posts, about going for a massage. So absolutely, that's a great way to reduce the actual tension in the muscles. Emma saying, yes, that's so true. It's a warning sign for me. When I get those patches on my arms, I wouldn't realise it myself, but my body would tell me. Yes, absolutely. So our body gives us all these little signals. So often, and we've spoken about this in the membership at the weekend, often we kind of try and push things away. Like, gosh, I want this to go. I want just to be rid of this. But actually, we need to identify why the body is giving us that signal. And then we can begin to get to the solution as to why that is. So yeah, exercise is a good one. Of course, I'm going to say this, my number one, meditation and mindfulness. Now, I know if I do not meditate first thing in the morning, my stress levels and anxiety levels, or, symptoms of kind of overwhelm and all that, will be considerably higher than they would be if I hadn't meditated. So meditation is key, mindfulness is key, holding ourselves in that present moment, and we're going to do some meditation in a moment. Next up, nutrition. Okay, so thinking about what are you doing to support yourself? So when we are stressed and overwhelmed, we're putting additional pressure on our body. So our body is designed to be in this beautiful state of homeostasis. Now, when we are doing, even just listening to the news, or something happens to your child at school, or, whatever's going on for you, we're exposed to all these little micro stressors and big stressors all the time. Now, if that is continuous over a chronic period of time, your body is going to become depleted, okay? Because it's pulling all the stores to deal with all these other things. So it's important that we step in and nutritionally take control. So, making sure that you take relevant supplements, multivitamins, omega oils, probiotics, things that are going to boost your immune system, that are going to boost your capacity for mental clarity. Because if we are not consuming the right nutritional or getting the right nutritional support, then how can our body perform? Our nutrition is our fuel. Yeah, so we need to think about that sometimes, that what we fuel our body with is going to make a difference to how stressed it is. You can kind of hack this in little ways as well. Like, I'm a huge advocate of superfoods. So, using things like wheatgrass powders, little superfoods, chucking them in your diet to reduce inflammation, anti-inflammatories, turmeric's a big one in my house, ginger, things like that are going to reduce inflammation in the body, are going to be really supportive. Next up, breathing. So I had a little stressful experience earlier this morning, and I sat down and I grabbed my journal and I just sat for a moment and I took a few deep breaths, and I used my journal as a way to kind of self-regulate the emotions that I was experiencing, but also to use my breath to just balance my nervous system and just kind of help support my nervous system, step out of that fight and flight, reduce stress. So this is what I'm speaking about, using these kind of micro opportunities to reset and empty some of the stress buckets, so you're not carrying that with you through your whole day. Hey, Lucy. Hello, Megan. Ask any questions as we're going through as well, guys. If anything's coming up for you, and if I can answer them, I will. So yeah, nutrition, breathing, smiling. Woohoo! So a simple smile can really change that connection between mind and body. So using your physiology, so smiling, straightening your back. This cardigan keeps rolling off, flashing my shoulders, but kind of keeping your shoulders back and down, opening up your chest, lifting your chest so you feel more confident, more capable. So physiologically, we can trick our brain. Again, I guess a little hack, even if you're not feeling it. The simple act of smiling will trigger that pathways within the brain to think, oh, she's doing well today. Mindset and attitude. So this is a big one. Knowing that thanks for the smile, Sarah Ann. Knowing that we can do something about it, making a conscious decision. I know for me, and it was actually a big learning I had recently. I'm going through a 12-week course, and as part of it, I had to give up consuming audiobooks, like podcasts, reading, all these things for a week. Now, my mood that week was hideous. One, obviously, because I love books, but two, it was actually the podcast that I really noticed. I love a podcast to really help inspire me in the day, to help set me up in a positive way so I can see the world differently. Because when we're viewing the world from this place of stress and overwhelm, sometimes we do need to kind of break that pattern, and thinking about our mindset and doing work to support that is going to be really, really helpful. And then the last one I've got down here is acceptance. Okay, so this is a bit like mindfulness, I guess, in that sometimes we need to admit where we're at. Okay, so admit what's going on for you, admit that maybe it's got way out of control and that you need to take control back. Seek support, look for ways to support yourself, try and release the things that are stressing you, and make sure that you are taking time to rest, that you're taking time to refuel. That you have the time to exercise, to take the bath, to get the early night, whatever it is for you, making that a priority so that you can then deal with it. Okay, how does that all sound? So what I thought we would do is I actually used a specific breathing technique that I haven't taught for a while today, that I used as I sat on my sofa before I did my journaling. Thanks, Ems. And what it is, it's called Peace Begins With Me. So I'm going to I'll hold my hands up, but you can just have your hands in your lap as you do it. And what we're going to do is, I'll show you, I'm doing two screens at the same time. Let me show Facebook first, then I'll show Insta. So we're going to use our fingers, or maybe you can see, and our thumb and our index finger is going to touch. We're going to go, peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. See you later, Sarah Ann. Thank you. Peace begins with me. Okay, peace begins with me. So we're going to pop our hands just down on our knees. And if possible, let's just close our eyes. If it's not possible, that's fine, but allow your eyes just to drop closed if you can. Take a nice big deep breath in. Breathe out. And then let's begin together. You can say it in your head or out loud. Peace begins with me. 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 So taking a nice deep breath in. Exhale, open your eyes. So you can, as I say, you can do that with your eyes open. I use it on like traveling sometimes, not that we've done that for a while, but being on the plane. But the beauty of that is when you're saying the peace begins with me, you're actually kind of, breaking that pattern. So breaking that thought pattern possibly of the stress and the overwhelm and then the anxiety. So you're recreating, you're telling your body the peace begins with me. You're creating that dialogue. So you're not kind of allowing your mind just to run into that state of stress. So it's good because you can use your voice. You're also using the sensations of touch. You're using repetition and you're using it positively. So lots of benefits to doing that as a particular practice to support you. Let's do another little mini breathing and then we will finish with a nice relaxing meditation. I've looked at a few different meditations. We'll see which one I go for in the end. So the next breathing exercise we're going to do is called peaceful breathing. And this is one that I love. Again, we're going to be using the words to support us in holding our focus. So the word is going to be peaceful. And as we breathe, as we inhale, we're going to think the word peace. And as we exhale, we're going to think full. Okay? So we're going to breathe in peace, exhale, full. Peace. So you're going to get this really nice rhythm of breath that is nice and calming. And just take this moment just to reset. Okay, so breathing in, thinking peace. Exhale, full. Breathing in peace. Exhale, full. Breathing in peace. Exhale, full. So just doing it in your own time, repeating silently in your mind. And do one more. Okay. Blink your eyes open. Okay, so a nice opportunity and way just to reset using our breath. And just incorporating moments like this. So you could set a reminder on your phone, peaceful breathing, 3 p.m. or whatever time of day you find yourself getting most stressed. It might be when you're making dinner, or it might be trying to get out the door in the morning. Have that little reminder to do some peaceful breathing just to allow you to take control back, connect mind and body, and use the words to support you in creating that peaceful sensations. Okay, so those of you who are here, if you want to join me for a little meditation, that would be great. And I'm just thinking that meditation isn't owned by me, so I won't read that one out. I'll do a little meditation for overwhelm. That'll be a good one. So I think this meditation actually is on Insight Timer. Although my thing here says still to record, but I think it is. On Insight Timer now. So you can listen to this one as well. So just make yourself comfortable. If you can lie down, lie down. If you're sitting, just have your feet flat on the floor. If you're lying down, just have your arms gently resting by your sides. And again, just allow the eyes to close. And we're going to begin to connect with the breath. And just breathing slowly and deeply. It's a nice long, slow, deep breaths. And just feeling into your body. Just allowing any thoughts, emotions, feelings, or tension, all just to be there, just to exist. Allow the eyes, as they're closed, just to rest softly. Beginning to align the inhale and exhale of your breath. Feeling your body firmly rooted to the surface beneath you. Breathing, you are supported. Feeling your body lengthen and strengthen with every breath you take. Being in conscious awareness of your body, not kind of holding, not creating stress and tension. And as you sit with your eyes closed in conscious awareness, I want you to begin to visualize that your body is the trunk of a beautiful tree. That your feet are the roots, your head and mind the branches, your thoughts the leaves. All these thoughts gently blowing and moving with the breeze. Noticing how it feels to have these thoughts at the top of the tree moving. Does it make you feel secure or uneasy, maybe a bit wobbly? Bringing your awareness now to your belly, to your core, the trunk of your tree. Imagine breathing in and out through this area. Noticing how it feels. How are your thoughts, your feelings and emotions? Just noticing how you feel. Being with your breath, breathing in, breathing out. Nature has so much to teach us if we allow it. So as you stand as this tree, just have an awareness of what's around you. Are there other trees, fields? Maybe you're in a city or a park. As you look around, you begin to notice that the ground is crisp and that the other trees that surround you and your own trees' leaves are beginning to change shade. They're beginning to change to gorgeous autumnal browns and yellows. And a gentle breeze is beginning to build around you. Breathing deeply and fully connecting back to those thoughts and emotions on the branches and leaves. Is there anything you wish to let go of? Is there anything that isn't serving you? Any moments of stress you wish to release? See all these thoughts and emotions beginning to move and sway in the branches. The wind begins to increase and the leaves begin to rustle. Breathing deeply and fully. Know it's time to release. The first thought and leaf blows off from your tree. It leaves and floats away. And then the next. And the next. And as these thoughts and emotions and leaves blow from the branches of your tree, you begin to feel lighter. You feel that sensation of release. You notice that some feel harder than others to let go of. Breathing deeply, and with your next exhale, allow all of the leaves to release from the branches. Continuing to breathe and release until all that's left is you, your core. Strong, your strong trunk and roots bedded deep into the earth. Allowing yourself now to connect with that breath and feel it traveling up and down the full length of your body. Nourishing, cleansing, calming. Helping you connect back with your strength, your stability. Breathing up and down the body, nourishing, grounding. Inner knowing that this space and strength allows room for what is good and great and right to enter your life and mind. That when spring comes, you will begin to bud and flourish and grow just like the tree. Breathing deeply and fully up and down the length of your tree. You're going to begin to guide yourself back, relaxing your jaw, your face, your eyes, having a little stretch. Gently smiling, bringing some movement, feeling calmer, more connected, spacious. Nice deep breaths. Okay, breathe in. Let's do that together actually. Let's breathe in. Shoulders up and make the noise. Woohoo! Okay, so that was a nice little afternoon reset for you. It doesn't have to take that long. You can just use your breath, use your breathing. If you have time for a little meditation, then you can do that too. But find these opportunities of releasing the stress, whether that be, as I mentioned, through exercise, through support, through massage, through all the things. Just you find what is right for you and just keep doing it. But You know, it doesn't have to be like a huge hour-long thing. It can literally be 30 seconds pausing in your day to reset and breathe. Okay, I hope that has supported you today. If anyone has any questions, fire away. So yeah, apologies, Mr. Stewart is not here today, stuck with me. But hopefully he will be back next week and all will be well. So yeah, thank you, my loves. I will look forward to catching up with you all soon. Sending you so much love. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful day. Oh, thank you, Emma. Thank you for joining. Because it must be way past your bedtime, although the clocks have changed here, so I can't work out in Australia if that is what difference that makes. I'll have to go and look. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you, Mo, for joining. Thank you, Sarah Ann, Margaret, Marjorie, Lois, Erin, Denise, Will, everybody. Okay, sending you so much love. Bye, Margaret. Thank you.